Now that we have some basic queries, let's start with a join query that will introduce more functions and clauses like order by, having, average, max, and others. Start with this query, and let's make it more interesting. First, we'll add an average so we can see the average amount each salesperson is selling. So we'll add average around orders total due. Now, certain functions are called aggregate functions, like average and count, which means the resultant rows are grouped together. So for this to work, we need to define how to group them. And we do that by using group by. And we will specify salesperson ID as what should be used to group the average total by. We hit the lightning bolt. And as you see, we now get the average. But we probably want the column name to be more readable. So now I'd like to add an alias so we know what the column contains. We add as average sales. And if our alias contained a space, we would add quotes around it. And we get the results. And now we see the column is named more descriptively. If we want to see how each salesperson ranks, we'll need to do an order by average sales. But what order do we want them ranked? Most to least or least to most? Let's do most to least. So we add descending. So we'll do order by average sales and then descending. Then we hit the lightning bolt. And as you can see, the output is in descending order. The average sales is in descending order. What if we only wanted to see the top 10 bestsellers? We use limit. So instead of getting all the rows, I'm going to limit it to 10. After hitting the lightning bolt, we can see we're only getting back 10 rows. Now say we want to search for the product that has the lowest price. We would do select product name and then do min, which is a built-in function, price from product. Then we hit the lightning bolt. And we indeed have the product with the least price. To get the product with the highest price, we would change out min for max. Say we want to search for a salesperson, but we don't remember their exact name, only that it's James or Jason. Well, we can search for names that match a pattern. So we can do select first name, last name. And then we do from salesperson. Then we add the where clause, first name. And this is the keyword like. And then we give the pattern. And since it is a string, we'll add the quote JA and then the %sign as the wildcard. Close the quote. And then we hit the lightning bolt. And we get all the variations of that first name that start with a J and an A. Another useful clause is count, which returns the number of rows that match a specified criteria. To demonstrate, we'll do select count last name from, and this time we'll do customer, but we'll also add city here. From customer. And this is also an aggregate function, so we add group by city. Now, with aggregate functions, when we give a group by, that criteria needs to be present in the select statement. So in this case, we're grouping by city, and city does exist in the select statement. You hit the lightning bolt, and then we get the count of people in each city. And an add-on to this query is having, which allows you to do this. Having count last name greater than 5. And as you can see, only groupings with 5 or more customers will be returned. Another good clause to know is exists, which allows you to check a subquery in the where clause. So if we have select first name, last name from salesperson, where exists. And now here comes the subquery. Select order ID from orders, where orders salesperson ID equals salesperson dot salesperson ID, and total due is greater than 500. Now this will only return rows if the subquery returns true, which means one or more rows exist where the total due is over 500 for a salesperson. So if we hit the lightning bolt, we see only 4 of them have that. Lastly, let's discuss a case statement. A case statement allows us to set different behaviors based on different conditions. To demonstrate, we'll do select order ID total due in case when status equals paid. We're going to print out shipment is processing when status equals canceled. Then we're going to print out customer changed mind. And when status equals returned or status equals past due, then we print out please reach out to the customer. And then we'll have a catch-all. So if nothing else matches, then we'll print out awaiting customer payment. Then we add end, and then we give it an alias. We'll do as status text, which is what we will name this column. And then we add from orders. We hit the lightning bolt, and we have a more descriptive status text. There are other clauses and functions along with the ones that I covered, but using different combinations will allow you to execute very complex queries to get the information you need from the database.